Hey YouTube, this is your boy Bobby. Welcome back to my channel. And yesterday I had the chance to go see the movie Child's Play. If you guys been watching my channel for a while, I have a video out there talking about my most anticipated horror films coming out this year, and Child's Play was definitely up there in the top 5. Okay guys, let's just get into this movie. It's going to be a spoiler-free movie, so I'm not going to be giving out too much or giving away too much. I'm just going to talk about my likes and dislikes about this film and, you know, how hype I was about this film. Okay, but enough of that talking. Let's get into this movie. Okay, so if you guys not familiar with Child's Play, with the whole controversy going on with the remake, it's just pretty much a battle back and forth between, you know, the original owners of, you know, the original Child's Play with, you know, Don Mancini and, you know, Brad Dourif. And it's been this beef going on back and forth between them and the newer people that was doing the new Child's Play film. And everybody in the horror community was kind of going crazy because of the remake, and people wasn't here for it. And then when we got the first look of the Chucky dolls, we weren't here for it either. But then we kind of got interested with the AI being incorporated into the Chucky doll and just having a new take on things. So we're not going to have no voodoo, you know, going on where a serial killer just put himself inside a doll. It's going to be all AI gone wrong and Chucky just going crazy and losing his shit. So we got Karen and Andy Barkley, who's played by Aubrey Plaza and Gabriel Bateman. And they're pretty much just moving into this new town, and, you know, Andy's struggling to find friends. So in Karen's job, she ends up buying a refurbished Buddy doll for Andy for his birthday. So this Buddy doll is able to control other Kazlan Corporation products. It's kind of like Amazon's Alexa, where you can tell it to do things, and it'll be able to play certain songs. It'll be able to, you know, put on your TV or watch certain movies. So this Buddy dog is able to do all those things plus more. He can control your appliances. He can control your thermostat. He can control other Kazlan products. So, and there's this big thing. You can control Buddy with using your phone just by downloading the app. And they end up getting this doll, doing that, and Andy at first is not feeling the doll too much. It's kind of funny that they trying to get this doll started, up and running, and you can tell it's a refurbished doll because he's kind of just malfunctioning or whatever. But then Andy starts to develop a relationship with this doll, and then from then on, where Andy's talking to this doll, which is Chucky, he is telling his problems to Chucky, or if he's not telling his problems to Chucky, Chucky is just listening. So Chucky is taking it in a bad way. Every time, you know, Andy complains about something, he's taking it, well, we got to get rid of it if it's bothering you because you're my best friend. So from there on, throughout the rest of the movie, Chucky kind of goes off and just go haywire just by listening to what Andy's saying, and also by watching certain things and doing certain things and just being observant. Chucky just, you know, takes all that in, and that kind of brings out his behavior throughout the rest of the film. But I must say, guys, I really enjoyed this film. A lot of people didn't really like it. I've been hearing mixed reviews about this movie, but I'm just telling people to go into this movie with an open mind. You know, don't compare it to the original. Because that's going to be the big mistake right there. People were already comparing it to the older, you know, Child's Play 1988 film, and I mean, it's only natural that you can do that because this is a remake after all. But after seeing this film, it's a remake, but actually I want to call it a reimagining, because nothing in this film is like in the original except for the characters' names and maybe certain scenes here and there. But throughout the rest of the film, this is like a complete different movie. It kind of reminds me of like Evil Dead and the Friday the 13th remakes, where you got similarities to the original, but this is his own movie, and you can compare it, but it's like you really can't, because it's two separate movies. This is just a new take on what Chucky would be like in 2019, being as though that we have, you know, all this AI technology, you know, surrounding us in the world right now. We got Google Homes, Alexas, you know, and Apple and Google products controlling all our, all our products and all our appliances and just everything that we use in our livelihood. So they're putting this take on Chucky where he can do those things, but what happens when it goes wrong? Because in our heads, we always fear, Google or Alexa's listening to us, but it's kind of like that, but with Chucky. And being as though we have a Chucky doll that can move and talk and actually go ahead and kill people while listening and kind of putting your business out there, it's kind of scary, you know? So for this generation, I could say that this is a good movie for this new Chucky, you know, fan base that it might be building. But things I liked about this film, though, is the relationship between Andy and Chucky. In the original, we barely got a chance to see Andy's and Chucky's relationship because he was so young, and Chucky just already had a goal. He was ready to take over this kid's body. You see how close Andy was trying to become to, how close he was trying to become with Chucky, but in this version here, being as though Andy's a little bit older, and we have that, you know, artificial intelligent, you know, doll. You see the relationship that they're building. Like, this doll's actually walking with Andy, having conversation, playing games. And when Chucky does certain things in this film, you actually kind of feel bad for him in certain scenes. And even though what he was doing was kind of bad, he didn't know. And like a kid, when the kid misbehaves and you punish them, and they got that whole puppy dog looking eye thing going on, that happens with Chucky in here, and you kind of feel bad, even though you shouldn't. But you know, it's just a different take on it. But even with Andy, you even feel bad with certain situations with him and with Chucky and what Chucky's doing to him. That's just one thing I like about this film, is the relationship between Andy and Chucky. And I gotta give a shout out to Aubrey Plaza, because she was funny as hell in this movie. She's a young mom, and she's a young single mom at that, and she's just trying to make a living with her kid and make her kid happy. And you know, when you watch the original, the mom was single in there too, but she was a little bit older, and she, you know, was all about her thing. Where in this version, this is Aubrey Plaza character, Karen, is like how moms are today. You know, she's still hooking up with guys, trying to find a man in her life, and you know, also being still that she had Andy really young, she still had that, you know, slick, you know, weird relationship with her kid where they can just, you know, joke with each other and not just be mother and son, but also could be friends. And I believe Aubrey Plaza did a great job in this film as far as, you know, her acting ability. I've seen her in other things, so this was a different take on her character in a horror film. So shout out to Aubrey Plaza. She did a great job in here. I was definitely looking forward to seeing her in this movie. Another thing to look forward to in this movie are the kills. The kills in this movie are gruesome. It's gory, it's bloody, and I was not expecting that in this film. Because I look at it as, you know, a child's play film, and a lot of child's play films, they're not as gory. I mean, there's crazy kills that happen in the movies, but not as what I was expecting in here. But the great thing about it is that since Chucky can't control anything that's in the Kazlan, you know, corporation, he's able to use the appliances, he's able to use the toys, and connect it to himself and use it as a weapon. So using that along with his signature knife, it becomes a lot gruesome, it becomes a lot crazier, and just seeing Chucky, you know, reenact with the people that he's killing and saying the things that he's saying is kind of crazy. And it was just bizarre, but a lot of fun at the same time. And that's another thing I liked about this film. The kills in here were insane. So then we have Chucky himself. At first, I wasn't here for Chucky's look a little bit, because we seen in the pictures in the early promo how he looked, and he just didn't look right to me. I mean, I get it that they're trying to, you know, stay away from how the original look, even though there's still some similarities there, but it just looked a little goofy to me. So watching this movie, I wanted to see it in action and just to see, you know, him just go. And I can still say there's some scenes in here I'm like, this doll look goofy as hell, but there's also scenes in here where, you know, how he looks actually goes along with that particular scene. And you can definitely tell there's some CGI involved with his facial expressions. And I don't want to compare, but that's one thing I liked about the original, is that they use animatronic and practical effects. So every facial expression, every move, every eyebrow, every, you know, smile, every, you know, frown, every like crazy grin was, you know, practical. They didn't need CGI for all that. They didn't have it, so they had no choice but to use, you know, 100 people controlling this one doll to move him and to make expressions, and, you know, and even change different dolls for the different looks depending on what happens to him in different scenes. So I was hoping that they did that in this movie, but being as though we have CGI, heavy in Hollywood right now, of course they was going to use it on here, but I just wish they didn't take that approach in certain scenes. I felt like it was unnecessary. It worked, but that's the only thing I'm comparing it to as far as the original, because if they could do it all the way back 31 years ago, they could do it again this time. It's just that Hollywood is getting lazy right now and they just don't want to do those things. So hopefully if this movie have a sequel, they take that to a disadvantage and definitely use a lot more practical effects. So a couple of my dislikes is how fast this movie went. Granted, there's only so much that you can do, with a killer doll, so the movie shouldn't be that long. But when you're having that much fun watching the movie, you don't want it to end. And a lot of stuff was fast paced and fast, moving really, really fast. But at the same time, I guess for this film, it made sense. So I guess I'm on the fence with how fast the movie was, because it's like you don't want the movie to drag out too long because it's just a killer doll, but at the same time, you're having so much fun that you don't want it to end, so you want it to take its time. So I'm on the fence with it. I'm not going to say I dislike it, but I'm on the fence with that one. And another thing is, I wanted Chucky to be a little bit more angry in this film. There were scenes on here where he was very, very, very angry. But, again, I'm trying my best not to compare. But I just wanted to see this doll just go off. And he did in his own way at the very end of the film. And using his ability at the very end of the film, that was his way of showing his anger. And what Andy does to him, for him to react that way, it's excusable, because if I was a killer doll too, and I was kind of cuckoo bananas, I would do the same thing, I guess. But would that make me crazy? I don't know. You guys have to watch the film to find out. But yeah, I just wanted Chucky to be a little bit more angry here, and just wanted him to go off a little bit more. But I guess we should be happy with what we got with this version of Chucky. But overall, guys, like I said in the beginning, I had a great time watching this film. A lot of people didn't care for it. It's not your typical Chucky film. When you watch this film, you don't see, the original Chucky. This is a whole new film, but I had fun watching this. So when I suggest seeing this in theaters, maybe. I think you guys should see it in theaters, but I probably would see it, maybe on a cheaper day in the theaters, just because now that I think about it, even though I had a good time watching this film, and even though I felt like it was good, I feel like it's not a run to. So I feel like, if you guys want to go see it during the week on a $5 Tuesday or something like that, then I think that would be the best time to go see this film. Or if you just want to go out with some friends late at night on a Friday or Saturday, then go see Child's Play. Because overall, I think it was a fun film. I think it was good. It's not the best. It's it was some parts were predictable, and some parts is what I expected. But like I said, would I go see this film? Probably so. But like I said, on a $5 Tuesday at the theater or matinee or something. And if the movie come out on Blu-ray, I probably will pick it up just to add it with my collection, with my Chucky films. And he can't compare to this guy right here. This is the OG right here. But this is for the new generation, so you have to respect that, and you have to respect what, Orion Pictures did with this new remake. So for my rating for this film, I give this movie a 7.0 out of a 10. Like I said, guys, I had a good time watching it. It was kind of unpredictable, but predictable. This was a different take on Chucky. But there's only so much you can do with a killer doll. There's only so much entertainment you can get out of a killer doll. It's not the most amazing movie, so there's no way I can give this like a 10 or whatever. But like I said, and I keep saying it over and over again, it's a lot of fun. I had a good time. You guys will laugh. You guys will feel some type of way about Chucky and Andy's relationship. And you guys will definitely probably, scream at some parts. So yeah, my rating is a 7.0. You guys should definitely check out the film, maybe on a matinee or $5 Tuesday at the theater. Yeah. So yeah, guys, let me know if you're going to see Child's Play this weekend. Let me know if you already have seen a movie. And if so, please write your comments down below in the comments and let me know what you think. And let me know if you did see the movie, if you think it should be a sequel, or if not. Or let me know if you even hate the movie, enjoyed the movie, your favorite part possibly, without giving away too much, because other people still got to see this movie. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.